ज्योति स्टेनो टाइपिंग कॉलेज में आप सभी का स्वागत है बच्चों। ये 100 WPM डिक्टेशन क्लास है, इंग्लिश 100 WPM डिक्टेशन क्लास है। ये सभी डिपार्टमेंटों के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट डिक्टेशन क्लास है। जो भी डिपार्टमेंट के लिए आप तैयारी कर रहे हो उसके लिए बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है। और इसको वेबसाइट के ऊपर, ये हमारी जो वेबसाइट है jyotistenotypingcollege.com, इस पर लगा भी रखा है। वहाँ पर एक फ़ोल्डर होगा, माई कोर्सेज़ के अंदर जैसे एक कोर्स मिलता है, जैसे जो भी खरीदते हैं कभी देखते हो भी इसमें कुछ नहीं मिला, तो माई कोर्सेज़ को खोलोगे तो तब जैसे ये जैसे दिखेंगे कोर्सेज़, तो जिस भी कोर्स पे क्लिक करोगे, जैसे ये है इंग्लिश 100 WPM न्यू डिक्टेशन के नाम से, तो उसमें 21 नंबर डिक्टेशन होगी। डिक्टेशन स्टार्ट आफ्टर 5 सेकेंड। Mr. Vice Chairman, the question that has been posed in this bill is very simple. The facts to which the question is posed are simpler. The fact is that there has been a slight increase in the pending cases. Please mark the word slight. The question is that 3 judges are necessary for this. This is what we are going to consider today. The constitution makers in the year 1949 thought it wise to provide that the Supreme Court should have 7 judges in all, excluding the Chief Justice of India. It was in 1956, 7 years later, that the number was raised from 7 to 10. It was argued then that Article 145 of the Constitution required that the Constitution bench should consist of 5 judges, and therefore it was not possible to run the Supreme Court with 8 judges in all. I would only submit, without going into further arguments, that the Constitution makers, while incorporating Article 124, must have looked into the provision of Article 145, and while incorporating Article 145, they must have also looked into the provisions of the Article 124 when the number was increased to 10. Now we are being asked to increase it to 13. I have no objection if for a proper disposal of the cases, for a speedy disposal of the cases, because I am well aware of the principle that justice delayed is justice denied. Instead of 3, even if 10 or 15 judges are necessary for the Supreme Court, they should be given. But the question is in view of the facts that are there, is it actually necessary? The Law Commission, which consisted of many experts in the country, experts in the profession, many retired judges, opened after taking all facts into consideration that for the present the number of judges should not be increased, and in order to deal more effectively with the pending cases, they suggested certain remedies. May I ask the Home Minister why the remedies that were suggested by the Law Commission have not been tried so far? For example, they have said it has been argued in detail, and therefore I will not go into it at length, that the Supreme Court is at present being charged with labor appeals, and that some machinery should be provided, some provision should be made in the different laws so that appeals flow to the high courts, or a special constituted tribunal can be provided so that the cases in the Supreme Court will be lessened. It is not because we have argued at length about Article 136 of the Constitution, the Law Commission have not gone into it at length. They want Article 136 to be there as it is. All that they mean is that if a provision for appeal is provided in the Labour Act, many of the cases will not be coming to the Supreme Court. So the number of cases would be lessened. That is the first suggestion that they have made. We have also seen from experience that the Representative of the People Act 1951 also did not provide for an appeal, as a result of which under Article 136 of the Constitution of India, many cases came to the Supreme Court. Again, by amending Act of 1956, an appeal has been provided for to the High Court, and that naturally lessened the number of cases in the Supreme Court so far as the Representation of the People Act is concerned. Similarly, the government should consider if it would be possible, and there is no reason why it should not be possible to provide for a machinery so far as labor laws are concerned, and so it will not create any difficulty, since most of the fundamental principles of the labor laws have already been decided to the Supreme Court. That would be my first suggestion. Then it has been stated in the statement of objects and reasons that another bench consisting of 3 judges has become necessary to dispose of the remaining cases. In this connection, I would point out that already there is a constitutional provision that there should be 5 judges so far as Constitution bench is concerned. But there is no constitutional provision that there should be 3 judges. The case of other benches. According to the rules of the High Court, according to the provision of Article 145 of the Constitution, there is no bar in framing a bench with 1 judge or 2 judges. I am saying that the system of preliminary hearing be introduced, which will lessen the burden on the Supreme Court. That has also been one of the suggestions of the Law Commission. I would only suggestions that have made by the Law Commission before a proposal comes before the House for additional appointment of judges in the Supreme Court. Then, sir, there is another difficulty, and the difficulty is a fundamental one. Now, the increase in the number of Supreme Court judges is sought to be made on the ground of pending cases. That will be dangerous proposition, because naturally every year the number of cases will fluctuate. They may go down or go up, and that will be a dangerous precedent to increase the number of judges of the Supreme Court on the basis of the pending cases. For example, some figures have been given by the Home Minister. I would request the honorable members to look into the figures given in the Law Commission report itself. The figure given from 1950 to 1956, it will show that no calculation can be made on the basis of these cases. It will be seen that so far as disposal of pending cases is concerned, in some year it is less, in some it is more. लिखी गई है वेबसाइट पे, इसको लगा दिया गया है। ये वर्ड में आपको बता देता हूँ कितने हैं। 988 थे शायद, देखता हूँ। 966 ये वर्ड हैं और पढ़ी गई है ये 14 सेकंड का बनाना। (966 डिवाइड बाई 8.25) स्पीड रही लगभग 117 के आसपास, और वेबसाइट पे इसको लगा दिया है। 21 नंबर इस क्लास के इतना ही बच्चों। नमस्कार बच्चों।